There is a persistent urban legend that the Megalodon never went extinct. Fueled by blockbuster movies and fake documentaries, the myth claims this giant shark is currently hiding in the uncharted, freezing abyss of the Mariana Trench. When viral footage surfaces claiming to show a living megalodon, you are almost always looking at a case of mistaken identity. Often it is the gaping mouth of a basking shark, a 30-foot filter feeder whose sheer size easily fools people into seeing a monster. Biologically, the deep-sea survival theory is impossible. The megalodon was uniquely adapted to warm, sunlit, shallow coastal waters. Forcing a coastal shark into the freezing, highly pressurized dark of the deep ocean is a guaranteed death sentence. The megalodon is undeniably extinct. We have to look at the specific environmental shifts that were powerful enough to wipe it out entirely. To understand its extinction, we have to look at its size 3.6 million years ago. At its peak, this apex predator reached up to 60 feet in length and weighed roughly 70 tons. It hunted with an estimated 18.2-ton bite force. That is enough pressure to effortlessly crush the skulls of prehistoric whales. If an animal has absolutely no natural predators and total dominance over the global food chain, it doesn't just vanish from the fossil record. Something had to break the system that kept it alive. During the late Pliocene epoch, the Earth entered a slow, lethal period of global cooling. There was no sudden asteroid strike. The environment simply began to chill. As global temperatures dropped, massive amounts of water became locked in ice at the poles. Sea levels fell, steadily draining the warm, shallow coastal waters worldwide. Those shallow waters were essential. Places like the Gatun Formation in Panama served as nursery areas, protected, warm water environments where pups relied entirely on the lack of deep-sea predators to grow safely. Without these shallow sanctuaries, juvenile megalodons were born directly into the open ocean, exposed to predators. The species lost its ability to safely replenish its numbers. Global cooling didn't freeze adults, it dismantled the geographical safety net needed to raise the next generation. At the same time, maintaining a 70-ton body required a staggering calorie count. To survive, a megalodon demanded a constant, high-volume diet of small to medium-sized baleen whales. As ocean currents and temperatures shifted around the globe, the diversity and overall population of those specific whale groups severely declined. The surviving whale species adapted by migrating toward the newly nutrient-rich, freezing polar waters. The megalodon, tightly bound to its warm coastal climates, physically could not follow them. The giant became stranded in shrinking warm water zones, far too massive to sustain itself on a depleted and vanishing food supply. While the megalodon starved, a new, highly agile competitor emerged in the Pliocene oceans, the ancestor of the modern great white shark. Despite their size difference, the great white focused its hunting on the megalodon's dwindling prey base. An academic paper from the Spanish Journal of Paleontology details a microscopic analysis of fossilized megalodon and great white teeth. The study reveals identical scratch patterns, proving they directly competed for the same shrinking marine mammal populations. The great white's much smaller size became a massive evolutionary advantage. It easily survived on the limited calories that were starving the megalodon. In an ocean with fewer calories to go around, the great white's smaller, more efficient metabolism allowed it to persist while the giant starved. The megalodon was backed into an evolutionary corner by a lethal, three-pronged convergence. The loss of coastal nursery habitats, the mass migration of its prey, and fierce competition from efficient new predators squeezed the giant from all sides. Roughly 3.6 million years ago, the biological math failed. The last of the megalodons starved out, disappearing from the fossil record permanently. This disappearance was the result of a simple energy imbalance. The fuel required to maintain a 70-ton body no longer existed in the environment. We cling to the Hollywood fantasy of a monster hiding in the deep sea, but the scientific reality tells the story of a highly specialized predator that was trapped by a changing planet. In the cooling Pliocene ocean, the megalodon's massive size, once its greatest strength, became its terminal liability. The great white shark inherited the oceans entirely because it was smaller, required less food, and could adapt to changing conditions. The megalodon ruled its specific prehistoric world perfectly. But when that world vanished, the giant had to fall so that modern sharks could rise.